I died with a USB drive clutched in my fist, the taste of cheap bourbon burning my throat as the pills kicked in. My boss's voice echoed in my skull, smooth, venomous, promising me the world if I'd just look the other way on that backdoor code. But it wasn't suicide, it was erasure. A convenient loose end tied off after I overheard too much in that elevator shaft of a server room.
Now,
I'm back. Heart pounding like a glitch in the Matrix. I jolt awake in my old Brooklyn walk-up, the alarm clock screaming 7:15 a.m. on a Tuesday that hasn't happened yet. The date on my phone, March 15th, 2023. 3 months before the boardroom betrayal. 6 before the accident that snuffed me out.
bella voce.
28. Software engineer at Apex Sentinel, Untouchable cybersecurity firm guarding the nation's dirtiest secrets. And this time, I'm not playing the loyal cog. I'm the wrench. The mirror in my cramped bathroom doesn't lie. Same sharp jawline. Same dark curls tied back in a no bullshit ponytail. Same hazel eyes that used to trust too easily. But there's a fire in them now, forged in the void. I splash water on my face, the cold shock grounding me. Last life. I was the golden girl, top of my MIT class, recruited straight into Apex's elite team. We built Fortress, their crown jewel, a $400 million AI-driven fortress wall against hackers, deployed across Wall Street banks, Pentagon subcontractors, the works. Impenetrable, they said. Until it wasn't. Because of me. Or what they made me do. I grab my laptop, fingers flying before caffeine even hits. First things first, inventory the ghosts. In my last run, it started small, a whisper from Derek Hale, my mentor, my almost lover.
Bella. Kid.
This upgrade? It's got teeth. But keep it quiet. He handed me the specs for a routine patch, code that looked clean but hid a skeleton key. I implemented it. Blind faith in the man who'd pulled me from obscurity. Then came the elevator pitch, literally. Trapped between floors during a blackout. Me and the execs above. Their voices filtering down like poison gas. Voss is in too deep now. If she talks about the Cayman accounts. Laughter. Then silence when the lights flickered back. That USB? My Hail Mary. Ripped from Derek's desk after hours. It held the proof. Fortress wasn't offending, it was devouring. Backdoors funneling data to offshore shells. Siphoning billions in trades. Insider tips funneled to Apex's silent partners, Russian oligarchs. Chinese syndicates. The kind of ghosts that make FBI wet dreams. Derek wasn't just complicit, he architected it. And when I confronted him, eyes wide with that millennial optimism, he smiled, poured the bourbon, slipped the pills into my hand. For the nerves,
Bella.
You've earned a break. Death was mercifully quick, choking on regret in a Fleabag motel. The drive melting in my grip as flames licked the walls. Courtesy of his cleanup crew. No note.
No witnesses.
Just another burned-out techie who couldn't hack the pressure. But resurrection? That's the real hack. I don't question it, some quantum fluke. A glitch in the simulation. Whatever. All I know is I've got one shot to rewrite the code. And it starts with coffee and a plan. By 8 a.m., I'm on the F train to Midtown. The rattle of the rails syncing with the rage pulsing in my veins. Apex Tower looms like a steel monolith. All glass and arrogance,
piercing the smoggy sky.
Security nods me through, biometrics chirp green. No red flags yet. Last time, I waltzed in every day like it was home. This time, it's a viper's nest. My cubicle's a time capsule, sticky notes on quantum encryption, a half-dead ficus. That framed photo of me and Derek at the holiday gala. His arms slung casual around my shoulders. I smash the frame first, glass shards scattering like brittle trust. "Fuck you," I mutter, sweeping it into the trash. No more illusions. Derek's office is on 42. Corner suite with Hudson views that scream executive excess. I knock, casual as ever. "Morning, boss." "Early bird special?" He looks up from his triple monitors. That silver fox grin flashing mid-40s. Ivy League polish. The kind of guy who quotes Sun Tzu at team meetings. "Bella, you're a sight." "Coffee, black." "Thanks." I perch on his desk, scanning the room. Last life. This is where he reeled me in, promises of stock options. Corner office someday.
Now.
Every word's a landmine. WeChat code, Fortress's next iteration. Project Aegis. The $400 million beast that's set to launch in July. "It's flawless," he says, eyes gleaming. "Quantum-proof. Self-healing." No one's cracking this nut. I sip, nod, plant the first seed. Heard some chatter in R&D. Whispers about vulnerabilities in the backdoor protocols. You know, the ones we patched last quarter. His pause is microsecond, but I catch it, the flicker, like a firewall dropping. Old news.
Kid.
Water under the bridge. Focus on the win. By noon, I'm in the server farm. B3 level. The hum of cooling fans like a digital heartbeat. Access is tiered. My badge gets me to the outer rings. But the core? Derek's kingdom. Last time, I never questioned the restricted zones.
Now.
I slip a micro RFID cloner onto a maintenance drone, syncing it to my phone. Baby steps. Lunch is a solo falafel wrap on a bench in Bryant Park, watching suits scurry like ants. My phone buzzes, text from Lena, my roommate, the one constant who believed my suicide story till the end. "Rent's due."
B.
"You good?" I fire back, better than ever. "Dinner tonight?" Small anchors matter. Afternoon's a grind, debugging Aegis simulations, lines of code blurring into vendettas. But I'm building my arsenal. A shadow script, innocuous, burrowing into the company's VPN like a Trojan horse. It flags anomalies, data outflows, encrypted pings to non-standard IPs. By 5 p.m., I've got hits, 3 terabytes rerouted last month, masked as routine backups, came in routing, just like before. Derek corners me at the elevator bank. Drinks later, catch up on that patch talk. Last life. I'd have said yes, flattery and flirtation. His gateway drug. This time, rain check. Got a hot date with linear algebra. He chuckles, but his eyes narrow. Don't work too hard.
Bella.
Burnout's a bitch. Tell me about it, I say, stepping in. Doors close on his smile, and I exhale. First Perry. Home by 7. Lena's nuking ramen in our shoebox kitchen. She's 26, barista by day, graphic novelist by night, tattoos up her arms, optimism that survived foster care. "You look intense," she says, sliding me a bowl. Job's a circus. We eat cross-legged on the couch, her sketching a cyberpunk heroine while I probe gently. "Ever think about revenge plots? Like, What if you could go back and fix the one fuck-up that nuked everything?
She grins.
I'd key my ex's Beamer. But seriously? I'd save my sister from that creep.
Why?
Apex drama? Something like, I don't spill. Not yet. Trust is earned twice over. Midnight finds me at my desk. Laptop fortress aglow. The shadow scripts feeding data. Derek's calendar. Dotted with consults in Zurich. Encrypted emails to Phantom Limited. The shell that bankrolls the leaks. The secret's deeper than I remembered. Not just theft, but leverage. Apex isn't selling data, it's weaponizing it. Blackmail dossiers on senators, CEOs, dirt that sways elections, crashes stocks. And me? I was the patsy coder. My name stamped on the back doors. When the feds came sniffing last life, post my death, Derek pinned it all on me. Clean hands, fat bonuses. Twist of the knife, the USB had one more file, a paternity test. Derek's kid, hidden in some Jersey suburb, funded by the skim. Family man facade, rotten core. I lean back, pulse steady. Revenge isn't a sprint, it's a siege. Step 2, allies. Tomorrow, I reach out to Marcus, the burned-out sysadmin from legal. Last time, he suspected but stayed silent, scared of the pink slip. This round, I flip him. Sleep comes fitful. Dreams of flames and code crumbling. But morning's a reset. March 16th.
Game on.
Week 2 blurs into a high-wire act. Marcus bites, coffee in a dingy Starbucks off Times Square. His hands shaking over a latte. I saw the outflows. Bella. But Hale? He's untouchable. Board loves him. Untouchable's a myth. I slide him a burner phone. Log these anomalies. Off books. We build a case. We walk away rich. Or we burn it down. He swallows hard. This is treason-level shit. It's justice. My voice cracks, just a hair. The old Bella peeks through. The one who believed in heroes. But heroes die. Ghosts fight dirty. Derek's suspicion simmers. He pulls me into meetings, probes with that mentor charm. You're off your game, Voss. What's eating you? Deadlines, I lie, flashing a smile. Inside, I'm mapping his blind spots, the gala in 2 weeks, where execs mingle and firewalls drop for schmoozing. Lena notices the edge. You're ghosting everyone but your screens.
Spill.
Or, I hack your Netflix queue. Over cheap Merlot. I crack the door. Boss is skimming. Big.
I
Knew something last year. Ignored it. Cost me. Her eyes widen. Cost you what? Everything I thought I was. Tears sting real ones. She hugs me.
Fierce.
Then fix it. But don't go lone wolf.
B.
We got you. Allies tally, too. Derek's tally. Oblivious.
For now.
By week 3, the shadow script's a beast. 10 gigs of dirt. Zipped and stashed on a dark web drop. But paranoia creeps. My badge pings irregular at access points. IT tickets spike on unauthorized queries. Derek's testing me. Subtle as a rootkit. The decision hits Friday night. Rain lashing my window like accusations.
Do I bail?
Whistle blow clean. Let the SEC sort it? Nah. That's the old path. The one that ends in a motel pyre.
No.
This demands controversy. I need to gut fortress from within. Expose the rot live. Make the untouchable crumble. Risky? Hell yes. But cathartic? Biblical. Saturday. I hit the streets. Union Square Flea Market for untraceable hardware. A Raspberry Pi. Jammers. The works. Back home. I code the payload. A worm that mimics Aegis's self-heal but flips it, exposing backdoors. Broadcasting leaks to every connected node. Banks. Cody, chaos on a $400 million scale. But here's the controversy. Innocents get scorched. Colleagues lose jobs. Markets jitter. Is justice worth the fallout? I stare at the compile log.
Gut twisting.
Last life. I spared no one, not even myself. This time, I choose the blaze. Monday. Derek's email, my office.
Now.
Heart slamming. I go in. He's pacing. Face thunder. We got a breach alert. Your code's flagged. Glitch, I say cool. Running diagnostics.
He leans in.
Breath hot. Cut the shit.
Bella.
I know you've been digging. The elevator talk. My blood ices. He remembers?
No bluff.
But close. What elevator? You heard us.
The
arrangements. Join or what? Pills and a match. The words slip. Venom pure. His eyes bulge, recognition dawning. What the fuck? I laugh.
Cold.
Spoiler, I don't die quiet. Chaos erupts. Security swarms. But I've jammed the doors, prototype for my kit. Laptop open. Payload queued. One tap.
Derek.
Fortress falls. Your empire. Your kid's trust fund, poof. He lunges. I sidestep. Chair clattering. You're insane. This is treason. Treason? I hit enter.
Code cascades.
A digital domino. Alarms wail, red lights strobing. You sold out America for rubles. I'm the patriot. We grapple, his hands on my throat. Last life's echo. But I'm ready, knee to groin. Elbow crack. He crumples.
Gasping. Please.
Family. Family? I spit. Cuffing him with his own tie. You mean the one you bought with blood money? Sirens wail distant. Cops. Feds. The circus. My phone buzzes. Lena. Heard the news. You okay? I text back. Winning. As cuffs click on him, I step into the storm. Reporters swarm Apex Tower. Feeds exploding. Cyber fortress crumbles. Insider sabotage? Markets dip 2%. Headlines scream betrayal. But me?
I'm smoke.
False ID. A train to Philly by dawn. Lena meets me at the station. Hug bone crushing. You did it. You crazy bitch. Not done. The twist hits like aftershock. In the worm's wake. A file surfaces, not Derek's, but mine. Last life. I buried it, evidence of my own slip. A junior hack that seeded the first backdoor. Unintentional, but damning. They used it to frame me. Twist deeper. Derek's not the architect.
He's the fall guy.
The real ghost? Victoria Lang. Apex CEO, my idol. The woman who recruited me. Her emails. Unearthed. Hales disposable. Voss 2. If needed. Secure the flow. Betrayal squared. But in the exposure, she's dragged too, resigned by noon. Feds circling. We crash at Lena's aunt's in Baltimore. Low profile. Weeks bleed, testimony. NDAs shredded. My name whispered as whistleblower saint or cyber-terrorist villain. Controversy rages. Op-eds decry my reckless vigilantism, praising the necessary purge. I don't care. The system's scarred. $400 million in vapor. Oligarchs scrambling. Months later. Quiet life in a Seattle co-op, coding open source. Lena's novels selling indie. Derek rots in Supermax. Victoria's trial a media feast.
Me?
I wake without ghosts. Mirror showing scars but steel. One night. Rain on the sound. Lena curls against me. Regrets? None. But in the dark. I wonder, was it justice? Or just my fire? Doesn't matter. I lived. And they burned. The fallout from Apex's implosion hits like a Category 5 bitch. But I'm already 3 states ahead, ghosting through Amtrak's underbelly toward the Pacific. Lena's aunt in Baltimore, Granny Jo, a chain-smoking ex-nurse with a basement full of bootleg Merlot, doesn't ask questions. Just hands me a quilt and a burner flip phone. Girl, you look like you wrestled a demon and won. Eat something. I do. Ravenously, canned chili over saltines. The spice burning away the adrenaline crash. News bleeds from her ancient TV. Pundits in power ties dissecting the Voss incident. My face flashes pixelated. That gala headshot where I look 25 and invincible. Whistleblower or wrecking ball. The cheer and screams. Derek's mugshot follows. Hollow-eyed in orange. Victoria Lang's poised denial cut short by FBI vans at her Hamptons estate. Sleep claims me on the lumpy couch. Dreams a montage of code and cuffs. Derek's gasp. The worm's triumphant bloom. I wake sweating. 4 a.m. Joe's snores rattling from upstairs. The quilt smells of mothballs and safety. A far cry from Brooklyn's mildew. For the first time since the reboot, I breathe easy. But easy's temporary. Ghosts linger. By dawn, I'm plotting phase 2. The worm was surgical, exposed the back doors. Rerouted the Cayman slush to public ledgers. Triggered DoD audits. But it left loose threads. My junior hack from year 1. That oops in the initial Fortress build. I'd fumbled a key rotation during a late-night crunch, creating a pinhole exploit. Derek weaponized it. But the logs? They tie back to me. In the chaos, feds might chase that scent. I fire up the laptop, VPN triple-hop through Tor, paranoid as a cornered fox. Dark web forums buzz. Apex alums spilling guts. Bounties on Voss the Viper. $50,000 from some Russian cutout.
Charming.
I seed counternarratives, anon posts with timestamps proving the frame job. Victoria's emails redacted just enough to sting without doxing sources. Joe pads down at 7.
Robe flapping. Coffee's on.
You that girl on the news? I freeze. Spoon midway to my mouth. Depends. Good or bad? She snorts, pouring Folgers. Bad for the suits. Good for the rest of us schmucks. Fucked over by big tech my whole life. Your mama raised a fighter. Not my mama, I say. The word foreign. Mom bailed when I was 6. Dad a string of bar tabs.
Mitt was my escape.
Code my family. Now, family's Lena. Inbound on a Greyhound, hauling my go bag and her sketchpad. Lena arrives noon. Wind-whipped and fierce, tackling me in the driveway. Holy shit.
B.
You're viral. She thrusts a tablet. Twitter, X, ablaze with Bella burns it down. Memes of me as a pixelated Valkyrie. torching server racks. Some hail me patriot. Others screech, eco-terrorist for the digital age. Controversy's my cloak, hides the hunted. We hole up 3 days, plotting over Joe's poker games and Lena's half-baked escape fantasies. Vancouver? Fake IDs. Maple syrup for days. Too cold. I trace routes on a napkin, Seattle's tech underbelly. Anonymous enough for freelance gigs. But first, closure. One loose and gnaws the kid. Derek's daughter. Lily. 6 last life. Innocent shrapnel. The worm flagged her trust. But I spared the details. Do I warn her? Expose more? Decision's a gut punch. Controversial as hell. Last life. I pitted her. Daddy's little secret. Raised by nannies on dirty money. This round. Mercy feels like complicity. I dig. Public records. A Jersey elementary with her class photo online. Blonde curls. Gap-toothed grin. Harmless. But the fund? Seized now. Frozen in asset forfeits. She'll grow up knowing her dad's a crook, my doing. Fuck it, I mutter.
Closing the tab.
Justice ripples, innocent splash. Blame the system, not the saboteur. Greyhound to Philly. Then Portland, scenic route. Cash only. Lena sketches en route. Her cyber heroine morphing into me, hooded. Keyboard in hand. Eyes like storm clouds. This sells. We're set. Or hunted. But her grin's infectious. For the first time, laughter bubbles real. Ragged. Portland's a blur of rain-slick streets and hipster cafes. A week of couch surfing with Lena's indie comic contacts. I code under aliases, bug bounties for ethical firms. Pocketing crypto. News cycles churn. Apex Files Chapter 11. Victoria indicted on RICO charges. Derek flips like a bad pancake. Naming names up the food chain. Russian assets frozen. A senator resigns over youth indiscretions leaked in the purge.
But the feds?
They're polite shadows. A knock at our temp crash pad. 2 suits. Badges gleaming. MS. Voss. Just questions. I bolt through the back. Lena covering with a fake Yelp. Alleys and buses. Heart hammering. They know I'm alive. Suicide hoax debunked by dental records or some shit. Controversy spikes. Whistleblower in hiding. Vigilante or victim. Seattle by May. A studio in Capitol Hill. Peeling paint. View of the ferries. $1,200 a month split with Lena's first royalty check. We settle. Me freelancing quantum sims for startups. Her pitching Vossfire to agents. Nights. We prowl Pike Place. Stealing moments, clams from street carts. Jazz and dive bars. But the edge lingers. Dreams of the elevator. Voices mocking. And Derek's trial footage. Gaunt. Broken. Pleading the fifth on Lily. She testifies by a video, tiny voice. Daddy said it was pretend money. Jury weeps, I rage. One June evening. Post-shift at a coder's co-op. I hack a whim. Old Apex internet. Ghosted through proxies. Buried file. Victoria's manifesto. A rant on necessary shadows in global finance.
But attached?
My recruitment letter. Her scrawl. Voss's fire. Break her, or she'll break us. Twist uncoils slow. She saw me coming. From day one. The backdoor fumble orchestrated her test. To hook me deep. Derek was pawn. I was the prize. Molded into complicity. Betrayal's a hydra. Cut one head.
2 grow.
I slam the laptop, pace the fire escape. Lena finds me chain-smoking, bad habit resurrected. Talk. All of it. Words tumble. Reboot.
Death.
The worm. She listens, wide-eyed. Then, so you're back from the dead. Feels like it. Laughter cracks. Hysterical. She pulls me in. Then live.
Be.
Not just survive. Her words anchor. Next day, I greenlight the sequel, Voss Fire. Reboot. Lena's Baby. My ghostwriter. It drops indie. Goes viral. Graphic novel of a woman who dies. Returns. Raises empires. Controversy erupts. Libel suits from Apex remnants. But sales soar. We buy the studio outright. By fall, feds offer deal. Immunity for testimony. I take it remote. Voice warped. Victoria's gavel falls. 25 years. Derek.
18.
Lily. Relocated. Aunt custody. College fund from restitution. Winter solstice. Lena and I on the waterfront. Space needle aglow. Regrets? She asks again. 1. I squeeze her hand. Not burning brighter sooner. She smirks. Next life. Dragon mode. No next life needed. This one's mine scarred. Controversial. Unbreakable. But in quiet hours, I code side projects. Open source shields for the little guys. Firewalls against the wolves. The $400 million ghost haunts headlines. A cautionary myth. And me, Bella Voss. Reborn. Untouchable?
Nah.
Unstoppable. Seattle's grind suits me like a well-worn hoodie. Foggy mornings coding in coffee shops. Afternoons wandering Fremont's troll-haunted alleys with Lena. Evenings lost in her evolving manuscript. Voss Fire isn't just ink and panels, it's therapy. My disembodied voice narrating the elevator trap, the bourbon betrayal, the worm's vengeful crawl. She captures the tension, the sweat-slick boardroom. Derek's feigned warmth cracking like cheap veneer, without the gore. All stark lines and shadowed psyches. Pre-orders hit 10K by July. Agents circle like sharks scenting blood. But success is a double-edged blade. Controversy festers. Fox calls me anarchist cheerleader for cyber chaos. CNN hails the woman who democratized data. Protests erupt. Tech bros in Silicon Valley burning effigies. Mine. Ironically, while Occupy 2.0 kids stencil my face on bank walls. Lena thrives on it. Sketching live from marches, I duck paparazzi. Hood up. Burners swapped weekly. The feds' deal looms. Testimony in Victoria's trial. Set for September in federal court. Manhattan. Virtual. They promise. But trust's a luxury I can't afford. August brings heat. A tail on my commute. Black SUV idling too long at the co-op. Russian remnants? Apex loyalists? Paranoia sharpens my edge. I rig the apartment. Cameras. Deadbolts. A panic button linked to Lena's phone. One muggy night. Post of Voss Fire signing, anonymous booth. Voice modulator mic. We crash at a dive in Belltown. Neon buzzes Tequila Mockingbird. Pool cues clack like gunfire. Lena's 3 whiskeys in. Eyes sparkling. To the fall of empires. I clink. Ginger ale fizzing. And the rise of us. She leans in. Breath warm.
Us. Yeah.
Her hand lingers testing. Last life. I was straight arrow straight. This one. Labels blur. Grief cracks something open. Lena's the glue. We kiss slow, tasting salt and possibility. Home's a tangle of limbs and whispers, her tattoos mapping new territories under my fingers. Dawn finds us spent, her head on my chest. No ghosts tonight. None. Lie, Victoria's face haunts. Her trial prep emails leaked. Voss will sing. Silence her. Decision time. Testify. Risk exposure. Or ghost permanent. Controversy's core, truth versus survival. I choose both. Prep sessions via encrypted Zoom. DOJ shrinks coaching delivery. Emphasize the betrayal. Humanize the hack. Humanize? I was the hack. The betrayed. The avenger. Trial week. I hole up in a Kitsap ferry motel, waves lapping like accusations. Feed streams live. Victoria in Chanel armor. Derek slouched in witness box, spilling on higher directives. My slot. Friday. 2 p.m.
EST.
Screen name, Jane Doe. Feed from a black site van. Camera rolls. I'm shadow and echo. I died for their secrets. I start. Voice gravel. Details poor. Elevator whispers. Backdoor blueprints. The pill's bitter dissolve. Gasps from the gallery. Victoria's ice melts to fury. Cross-exams a minefield. Her attorney. Silk-suited shark. MS.
Doe.
Your resurrection. Delusional episode? Or fabricated for fame? Fame. I laugh.
Raw.
I faked my death to survive yours. Jury shifts, doubt seeds. But my logs seal it, timestamps. Cayman wires. Gavel by Monday. Guilty. 30 counts. Victoria's empire crumbles, assets seized. Including that Hudson penthouse with the views that mocked me. Fallout's euphoric haze. Voss fire tops NYT graphic lists. Lena's agent inks a Netflix deal. Limited series. Think Mr. Robot meets Gone Girl. We celebrate in the studio. Take out Ty and her sketches pinned like trophies. But the high crashes October. Lily Hale's story breaks. Social services glitch, her file public. Trolls doxing the aunt's address. Death threats. Rocks through windows. My worms spared her, but ripples drown. Guilt's a vice. I reach out, burned email to the aunt. Funds incoming. Anonymously. Keep her safe. Crypto transfer. $200,000. Skimmed from bounties. Controversial? Hell yes, laundering vigilante style. But kids don't pay for daddy's sins. Lena calls me on it. Post-transfer. You're playing God again. Better than the devil. We fight. First real one. Her fearing I'll vanish. Me resenting the tether. This isn't a rom-com.
Len.
It's war. She storms out. I code till fingers cramp. A new shield for doxed activists. Dawn brings her back, coffee and contrition. We're endgame.
B.
But endgames need teams. November elections. My leaks sway 2 races. Insider trading rep unseated. A clean tech bill passes. Headlines dub me the Overheard Oracle. Protests swell. I speak at one. Masked. From a Seattle stage. Fortress wasn't protection. It was predation. We rebuild. Or we repeat. A crowd roars. Feds watch from perimeters. Post-rally. A handoff. Lead agent. Off record. You're clear?
Voss.
But stay visible. Icons don't disappear easy. Winter bites. First snow dusting the sound. Lena's series greenlit. We tour sets in Vancouver. Her as consultant. Me as technical advisor. Ghost credits. On location. Amid fake server farms. She pulls me aside. Twist for the finale? Hit me. You win. But the system's bigger. New fortress rising. Sequel bait. I grin.
Nah.
She walks away. Start small. Real powers and the code you control. Christmas Eve. Studio aglow with string lights. Joe visits, train from Baltimore. Bearing fruitcake and stories. Proud of you.
Girl.
Raise no fools. Lena proposes over eggnog, toast. Not ring. Partners in crime? Always. We burn sage for the ghosts. Smoke curls like code unwinding. But January 2024 dawns sharp. Anonymous tip to my inbox. Apex 2.0, Phoenix Protocol. Victoria's contingency. Buried in a Delaware shell. $200 million rebuild. Backdoors intact. New Patsy primed. Twist eternal. The Hydra regrows. Rage reignites, not blind, but surgical. I don't worm it. I infiltrate. Freelance gig plants me inside. Ethical hacker badge. Irony thick. Decisions the controversy. Mercy or massacre. I choose infiltrate. Expose from within. Allies rally. Marcus. Now union rep. Lena. Scripting the op. By spring. Phoenix crumbles, not flames, but floodlights. Leaks time to congressional hearings. My testimony redux. No deaths. Just dominoes, execs cuffed. Shells shattered. Summer solstice. Lena and I on a Baja beach, waves crashing. Her novel sequel in proofs. Happy ending? I trace her palm. Ours is. The $400 million myth? Folklore now. Caution in boardrooms.
Me?
Bella Voss. Twice born. Once broken. I overheard the end. I authored the reboot. And in America's fractured code. That's the ultimate hack. Baja's salt air tastes like absolution, turquoise waves gnawing volcanic rock. Lena's laughter cutting the trade winds as we chase hermit crabs along the tide line. Her sequel-proof span on a sarong, Voss fire, echoes. Where the heroine doesn't just burn, she rebuilds. Open-source sanctuaries from the ashes. Your line, she says, tapping a panel of me. The avatar, handing code to street kids. Real powers and the code you control. I snort. Sunscreen sticky. Stealing my thunder? Owning it. She tackles me into the surf. Salt-stinging eyes. Her kiss a promise against the horizon. We've carved this life from wreckage 6 months post-Phoenix takedown. Feds leash loose. Bounties dried to whispers. But paradise itches. Idols for tourists. Back in Seattle by August. The co-op hums with normalcy. Farmers markets. Co-working happy hours. Lena's Netflix checks funding a balcony herb garden. I freelance for NGOs, fortifying election servers. Pro bono shields for journalists. Marcus visits. Puncher. Union button gleaming. Your worm? Sparked the reforms. No more NDAs gagging whistleblowers. Small wins. But the big ones gnawing Lily. My crypto drop vanished her threats. But a follow-up ping from the aunt. She's asking about the angel lady. Thanks ain't enough. Guilt's a low hum. I send books. And signed, Goodnight Moon.
Coding primers for tots.
September stirs dust. Victoria's appeal denied. Derek's early release petition laughed out. But a sidebar story chills. Ex-Apex coder. Mid-level drone named Theo. The one who slipped me the elevator tip last life. He's talking. Book delinked. Shadows in the stack. Excerpt strip. Voss wasn't the first. Lang had a rotation. Patsy's primed for the pyre. My rotation. The fumble wasn't fate. It was grooming. Theo met me at MIT Mixers. Chance, intros to Apex recruiters. He was her scout. Derek's handler. Betrayals of fractal. Infinite regressions. I confront via proxy. Dark web DM. His nom de plume. Knew all along. Reply pings hours later. Guilt's a slow poison. You were the one who fought. Fight or fool? Lena finds me at 3 a.m. Screens aglow. Another Hydra?
Worse.
The whole nest. Words spill. Theo's roll. The engineered fall. She paces.
Fierce.
Then write the epilogue. Expose him. Controversy calls. Theo's book drops October. Painting me martyr villain hybrid. I counter with a manifesto. A non-drop to WikiLeaks. Timelines.
Chats. The MIT breadcrumbs.
Feeds explode. Voss versus Voss. Theo's advance clawed back. His agent ghosting. But the twist uncoils vicious. In the files. A scan. My suicide autopsy. Anomalies flagged. Toxicology off, not pills alone, but a neurotoxin trace. Untraceable till now. Derek didn't just slip, he spiked. Murder. Not mercy kill. Rage boils pure. Feds reopen, cold case thawed. My reboot testimony, now evidence. Derek hauled back. Shackles clinking on CNN. His breakdowns public. She came back. Like a fucking ghost. Tabloids feast. Resurrected Avenger haunts killer? Lena and I bolt to Joe's Baltimore bunker. Her fruitcake a talisman. Told ya. Fighter. But nights fracture. Dreams of the motel. Flames realer. Theo's face morphing to Victoria's smirk. Decisions apocalypse grade. Pursue the full unravel. Or let karma's courts grind slow. I choose grind. Testify in person. Face the Hydra. November. Manhattan Courthouse. Marble halls echo my heels. Security thicker than fog. Derek's in the dock. Sallow. Eyes darting. Bella, he rasps as I pass. It wasn't personal. Everything was. My voice carries jury. Gallery. The works. Cross-exams theater, his lawyer probes the delusion. MS. Voss. This second chance. Hallucination from trauma? I lean in. Mic hot. Trauma? Try toxin in your bourbon. Call it resurrection. Lab confirms. His prints on the vial. Sourced black market. Gavel seals. Life. No parole. December closes loops. Theo recants. Full confession vid. Voss fire folds him in as redemption arc. Lily writes, via aunt. Crayon scrawl. Thank you. Angel. Daddy's sorry. I frame it. Beside Lena's latest panel. Us. Entwined. Coding a new world. 2025 dawns electric. Voss Fire series premieres. Emmys buzz. Us on set as cameos. Hoods optional. Protests evolve. Code for all marches. My manifesto policy. Feds offer pardon redundant. Consultancy gig. Ethical AI advisor. White House adjacent. But the real win's quiet. Spring hike in the Olympics. Lena's ring glinting. Sapphire. Hacker blue. Endgame. Eternal beta. We summit. City sprawl below like circuits, waiting spark. Years blur. 2030. Lena's trilogy box set. My nonprofit shielding the grid from ghosts. Lily visits. Teen now. Coding whiz. No grudges.
You saved us, she says.
I hug her fierce. Derek's shadow banished. The $400 million fall? Harvard case study. MBA cautionary.
Me?
Bella Voss. Overheard once. Author forever. In America's code, flawed. Fierce. I debugged the betrayal. Not happy ending, real one. Messy. Mended.
Mine.